Upon closer inspection of this image, one specific detail completely changes how we understand this moment between Taehyung and Jungkook. Jungkook's arm position is not a common movement. The precise angle and the firmness of his posture demonstrate that he seeks direct and constant contact. Looking closely, you'll notice that his hand is positioned right inside Taehyung's pocket, where the space between them simply disappears. Many people immediately notice that Jungkook is holding Taehyung's arm with a firmness that projects confidence, making it clear that for them, being this close is something natural and commonplace. Taikok's connection becomes even more evident when we focus on the way Jungkook looks directly into Taehyung's eyes. It's a gaze filled with profound feeling, where his eyes reflect a level of love that's impossible to hide from others. Even though we can't always see his full face, the energy of his smile shines so brightly that it can be felt through the screen, conveying a happiness that only Taehyung can awaken in him. This hug from behind is a moment that perfectly defines what a couple's life is like, showing a completely domestic and affectionate scene. The way they hold each other and the tranquility of their faces tell us that they are in their safe place, enjoying a touch that is typical of two people who love each other deeply. They look beautiful and comfortable, demonstrating that for Taekook, nothing is more important than protecting the bond that unites them. It's an image that speaks of stability, mutual care, and a love that is the most beautiful of all because of how sincere it feels. What we witness in these gestures is confirmation that Jungkook and Taehyung share their own world where affection is the guiding principle. Every time we see them like this, it reaffirms that their relationship is strong and that each interaction is a clear sign of their commitment. Upon closer examination of what transpired at Park Hyo-shin's concert, one detail immediately stood out: Taehyung's natural magnetism. The moment he stepped onto the stage, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Although he greeted everyone politely, the ensuing chaos was a clear indication of his importance. Taehyung needed only his presence to become the center of attention, drawing all eyes to him as people turned to admire his confidence and radiance. This appearance highlighted a fundamental aspect of his personality. Despite the commotion, Taehyung maintained a bright smile, which many described as a gesture of peace and purity. He took the time to pose for fans, allowing them to capture close-up images of his beauty and the kindness that always accompanies him. It's a visual discovery that shows us how his mere presence fills any space, leaving a profound mark on those lucky enough to be there and share the same air with him in such a special moment. The way Taehyung commands people's attention reaffirms that he is a star who shines brightly in any situation. His kind demeanor and willingness to interact with people demonstrate that he has a precious heart and enjoys sharing his happiness with others. There's a very direct way to understand Jungkook's feelings for Taehyung, and that's by observing how he uses his social media to highlight his partner. Recently, a very significant detail came to light. Jungkook took a video of Taehyung that was only available on TikTok stories and made sure to share it as a reel. This action by Jungkook is a clear sign that he's deeply in love, as he takes the time to find and share Taehyung's content so everyone can see how much he admires him and how proud he is of him. Even more interesting is that Jungkook also reshared a Snow Peak video featuring Taehyung, and the detail that stands out is that the original post is from March 16th. This shows that Jungkook not only supports him in the present but also keeps Taehyung's memories and important moments alive, confirming that his attention is completely focused on him no matter how much time passes. These concrete actions speak louder than words, showing Jungkook completely dedicated to appreciating every gesture from the person he loves and constantly sharing that feeling. All of Jungkook's actions are evidence of a shared love that grows stronger with each interaction. The way they adore and support each other is the driving force of this relationship, where every shared video and every thoughtful gesture is proof that Taekook is the most beautiful bond we've ever seen. Analyzing the current situation, a reality that many have noticed becomes clear. Taehyung and Jungkook demonstrate an affection for their fans that far surpasses what some groups try to impose. It's immediately apparent how their popularity and the success they've achieved together have generated significant attention, something that shouldn't be a cause for criticism, as they both remain fundamental members of the group. Many people around the world value them individually and as a couple, understanding that their relationship is a solid bond that doesn't depend on external labels or the opinions of those who try to minimize its impact. This public preference for Taekook is a clear sign that people are looking for authentic connections and moments that convey genuine emotion. It's evident that many people prefer to follow their interactions over other content that feels childish or fails to connect with the audience in the same way. It's not the responsibility of those of us who support Taehyung and Jungkook that their union generates so much passion and that other projects don't achieve the same success. It's simply the result of a love that is perceived as the most beautiful of all. The frustration some express is simply a response to the fact that Taekook's relationship generates the most global interest. Ultimately, what's proven is that the support for them, both as solo artists and as a couple, is a force no one can stop, not even the attacks of those who can't accept their success. Many people have chosen to love them for who they are, recognizing that their happiness and the way they adore each other are what truly matter. Taehyung and Jungkook's commitment to their fans and to each other is constant evidence that their relationship is strong and genuine. It's a bond that continues to grow and remains steadfast, demonstrating that the respect and affection they share is what keeps them as the favorite couple of millions. One detail that stands out in recent appearances is the unique way the atmosphere changes when Taehyung is present. Looking at the footage, you immediately notice how people around him try to maintain respect, but the excitement of his presence is palpable and undeniable. Those quiet smiles and the joy of those around him are clear proof that Taehyung has a charisma that lights up any room, making everyone feel part of a magical moment. It's a natural reaction to someone who projects such positive energy and a calmness that feels truly moving. In one particular moment that was captured on camera, a woman was recording when Taehyung noticed his own image on the screen, reacting with marked shyness. Looking closely at his face, you can see a gentle and slightly embarrassed expression that he couldn't hide, showing that despite his fame, he remains a humble person who feels shy in the face of so much attention. He didn't quite know where to look or how to react, and that honesty is what makes so many people connect with him. It's a clear sign of his pure essence, the same essence that Jungkook has always valued and protected in their relationship. This authentic and simple way of being is what makes the connection between Taehyung and the public so strong and direct. Seeing him get shy because of the attention he receives allows us to understand that his personality hasn't changed, always maintaining that noble heart that characterizes him in everything he does. Every smile and every shy gesture is evidence that we are in the presence of a real person who deeply values people's affection. For those of us who support Taekook, these moments are reminders of why their union is so special, since they both share that same sincerity and love that makes them shine anywhere in the world. Analyzing Taehyung and Jungkook's story reveals a fundamental detail that many people celebrate today: the true origin of the name Taekook. What stands out above all else is that this name wasn't invented by a company or by outsiders, but was their own creation. April 5, 2016, is marked as the moment they proudly chose the name Taekook, making this union of names a clear sign of their commitment. This discovery allows us to understand that 10 years ago, they took the initiative to define their identity, demonstrating that their bond is something that belongs only to them. This gesture of naming their own relationship has a much deeper meaning than any common label, as it represents a loyal and lifelong love. Many people note that the name Taekook is now synonymous with a connection that seems predestined, uniting their souls long before the world knew their story. It's evidence that their affection transcends time and grows stronger with each passing day, showcasing a maturity that impresses everyone. As we celebrate these 10 years, we highlight the significance of a name born from sincerity and a mutual desire to walk together, marking a turning point in their journey as a couple. Today, we celebrate this union not just as a date on the calendar, but as proof of a love that has stood the test of time. The fact that Taehyung initially used it for his team and that they later officially adopted it demonstrates a natural planning of their future together. Taekook is the result of two people who adore each other and who have chosen to share their path transparently before the world. It is a source of pride for many to witness how this name continues to represent the most beautiful and authentic union, confirming that what they built a decade ago remains more alive and stronger than ever. More than a decade has passed since Taehyung and Jungkook connected their lives so deeply that every heartbeat seems to be for the other. Throughout these years, one thing that remains clear is that they have never been apart, maintaining a physical and emotional closeness that many envy. Individually, they are stars that shine brightly, but together they project an unparalleled energy that defines them as the most solid and beautiful couple. They have become each other's comfort and security, demonstrating that in their relationship there are no doubts, only unconditional support that keeps them together through any situation. For more than 10 years, Taikok has walked side by side, facing every obstacle hand in hand and being the greatest protector of each other's happiness. It is a clear sign of love to see how Jungkook and Taehyung care for one another, each being the only exception for whom they would do anything. Many people value this absolute loyalty, as it shows a love story built on real and constant actions, far removed from what others try to impose. Their journey together is proof that when two people are destined to meet, no force can break the bond that unites them in such a special and lasting way. Ultimately, witnessing this story makes us understand that Taekook is the ultimate example of the purest and most loyal love that exists. 10 years of memories, glances, and unwavering support have created a story that will continue to grow with time. Taehyung and Jungkook's love is a gift to all of us who value sincerity, and we are blessed to see how their lives remain so deeply intertwined. Taekook is forever, and this celebration is just one more step on a journey filled with affection, respect, and mutual adoration that will continue to illuminate their path for many years to come.